In this video, I am going to replace an old router, build a small Homelab for internet access and home networking, and make a tutorial for you on how to build your personal home media center. My previous router is bulky, has antennas that don't fit well in my space, and it's pretty outdated. Now instead of relying on one device, I would get two independent ones, an access point and a mini PC. For access point, I chose the UniFi Express. It's small, stylish, and honestly it looks a bit like my Apple TV. And the range is perfect for my needs in a one-bedroom space. For the software, UniFi OS is so much simpler and more user-friendly compared to ASUS interface. So I changed this to this. Then came the decision for a mini PC. The approach was simple: get an operating system up and running, store and share data across my home network, and keep it all affordable and power efficient. I reviewed the PC market, and Chinese options like Beelink really caught my attention. So now we talked about hardware, let's talk about software. I installed Ubuntu, CasaOS, several containers, and instead of watching loading screens over SMB on Asus router, I can just enjoy my legally obtained movies in Jellyfin media system. And let me show how to do it. At first, let's install Ubuntu. There are two important steps: open SSH and obtain an IP address. I just downloaded an image and let's continue with this installation. You can put your name and name of your PC, and then we will need to enable OpenSSH. It's time to obtain the IP address of your virtual machine, and we are done for this part. Our second step is to install CasaOS. Let's SSH to our virtual machine using previously created user and IP address. We are successfully connected and can visit CasaOS website for installation instructions. Just copy one of the commands and run in your terminal window. It will take some time. And once done, we'll just need to launch a browser. CasaOS is going to ask you for new credentials. You can use any custom one. Yep, we are done. And finally, we are in the dashboard. Let's review the basics. We can remove the search bar. We can see the UI port control. We can manage our wallpaper settings. Choose some preferable one. We don't really need any updates from the blog, and we don't need any recommended apps section. And profile management, we can set some picture, and we can edit the credentials. Some extra features like terminal and logs. In logs we can check the logs. And in terminal window, it's very useful, we can connect using SSH just in your browser. There are multiple widgets, like system status. Please don't pay attention to CPU and RAM values, they are not relevant due to some limitations on my virtual machine. There is a network status, and Files application. It's super cool to manage your storage in your browser. And last but not least, the application store. There are plenty of applications waiting for you to be one-click installed. Let's deep dive to the next section. We can start working with CasaOS from one basic application. It's qBittorrent, and there are only 2 points to note. Due to peculiarities of Docker applications, we'll need to specify a media folder and set a proper ownership for it. And it's incredibly easy. Go to Application Store, find the application, and click on it. You will see our future credentials. Admin stands for user, and password we'll get from logs. And there are some predefined locations. While it's being installed, it's time to talk about content. Some platforms like Apple TV still allows you to download your purchased movies and manage it locally, but you'll need to use older versions of macOS. It's a different story. For educational purpose, we can use films that are in a public domain and copyright lost. Please be careful in your country not to expose you to potential legal risks, because the law is different in all countries all over the world. Again, it's for educational purpose only, and not to break the law. So let's jump to qBittorrent setup. Let's open the application. The username is admin. Let's go back. Let's see what is the password. The password is stored in the logs. Let's close it. Let's go to the 3 dots, to settings. Let's jump to the logs. And here we go. Here goes the password. Just copy paste, and finally we're in. Straight away, let's go to settings and change to our preferable credentials. One more point, just unclick this checkbox and click save. That's great. The second step is to create a folder for our media. It's up to you, but I prefer this location in our home. So, any name for your folder, like some library, we can do it, share it right away. And we create some locations like movies, shows, music, etc. Go back, and if we go to the shared folders, we will see that this folder is actually shared over SMB. And here goes our virtual machine. We can double click and see this folder. It's super easy. It's shared right away. Now we need to copy this location. Just press on 3 dots, copy path. Let's go to the dashboard, to qBittorrent, 3 dots, settings, and go to volumes. Click add. There is the volume and some name for it. It can be any, it's just an alias. You can see that the path is right. We can see music, movies, etc. Click save. And we can do separate ones. Let's recheck it. Everything seems good. And let's click Save. It will rebuild our application, but we'll keep the previous settings. Let's recheck it once again. The media folders are saved. Just close it. Let's go to the application. Let's refresh it. Put our new credentials. Again, go to Settings, Downloads, and put the alias name of our library here. And save the changes. It's time to add files for download. Let's click on Add, Browse, add one file, open, and start downloading. And we see the status errored. And let's fix it. Let's go to terminal and put down the following command. The changes are applied and the issue should be fixed. Let's go back. And yep, it's downloading. We can add files one by one, recheck the results, the folders are created, the download is in progress. And a network folder, same, that's great, it's working. And next section is waiting for you. Welcome to long-awaited Jellyfin. The movies are downloaded. We can go to Application Store, scroll down, search for Jellyfin, and click on Install. We can see the custom settings for installation. And during the installation, we can copy the path to our media files, go to Volumes, add a volume, add some alias name for this volume, and click Save. Launch Jellyfin, select your language, click Next, create your credentials, click Next, add a media library, go to Folders, it's our media library with movies. Select the language you would prefer to download artwork for. And if you wish, you can download the artwork directly to your folders. Click OK. Next, next, and that's it. We are done. Please sign in. The movies are successfully scanned by Jellyfin and displayed. Let's check Dracula first. The metadata is missing. And other movies, the metadata is reflected correctly. Okay, let's fix the Dracula. Click on three dots, edit metadata, scroll down to MovieDB film ID, and it's empty. That is why Jellyfin shows us a poster only. Go to TMDB website, search for Dracula, select the appropriate one, and in Share pop-up, we'll find the numeric ID. We can check the ID, it's now synchronized. Let's go back, save the changes, go to three dots, rescan the data, let's click OK. The process is in progress, and the metadata is populated. Now we can do some basic testing of direct play, rewind video, change the audio track if there are multiple ones, change quality, do some transcoding if needed, change audio output, enter picture in picture, etc. Since we are going to share media to less privileged users who shouldn't have access to admin dashboard, let's create a simple user. Each user will have his own progress and history of watched media and can modify the look and feel. And it's not a must to have a password. For viewers who can't even remember a username, it's convenient to have a disclaimer. Here goes a quick virtual machine note. I will need to modify its IP address to make Jellyfin available for all devices connected to the same network. The IP address is updated and the long journey of configuration is complete. Let's test it on a client. We can take a tablet, download Jellyfin from iOS App Store, and then just enter the IP address and the username. Thank you for watching, please leave your comments and see you in my next videos.